Hello everybody, welcome to the famous Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Spurs take on Inter Milan for a place in the Charity Cup semi-finals. We've seen some shocks, Liverpool beating Bayern a couple of days ago. Manchester United through to the semi-finals as well after beating the FBC5 who looked unbeatable. But maybe we could see another Premier League side into the semi-finals tonight. Or will Inter Milan cause a shock and send the Spurs Stadium into silence? Well then, Spurs chasing the game, a 1-0 deficit from the first leg. Thomas Frank goes unchanged again. Romero starts as the captain. Vicario, Spence, Van der Ven, Romero and Porro the back four. Paulinho, Maddison and Kulusevski in the midfield with Siemens, Kolomawani and Kudus looking to add to their goals tallies. Siemens hasn't got a goal yet. Kolomawani with 5 goals and assists so far this season. Kudus with 4. And well, the Europa League winners from last season looking to try and cause an upset against the finalists of the Champions League last year. And well, maybe we might see a shock tonight. A comeback would be incredible on the cards. Of course, no one has had a comeback yet in this competition. Well, for Inter Milan then, Lautaro Martinez takes the captain's armband. The top goal scorer of all time in their Champions League campaigns. Dimarco, Bastoni, Acerbi, Akanji and Dumfries, Mkhitaryan, Barea and Çalhanoğlu, Martinez and Thuram, as well as Jan Sommer in the net. Well then, home crowd, home occasion, chasing the game. What have you got for us? Tottenham Hotspur. We're underway then. Inter Milan kick us off and get us underway here in London. And well, Inter had a good first leg, you might say. They were controlling the game. Here's Dumfries, good feet. Thuram, Vicario had to come out and collect that. Bullet throw to Maddison. Xavi Siemens forward to Spence. Mickey van der Ven had 2 goals against Everton the other week. 2 fantastic headers. Got me a lot of FPL points as well, I'm quite pleased about. At least one defensive signing I'd love at any club. Mkhitaryan knocks it out for a corner. Spurs looking threatening in the first 10 minutes. Kulusevski. Paulinho to Van der Ven. Spence. Kolomawani. Jed Spence loses the ball to Dumfries. Dumfries again. Chipped forward. Here's Acerbi. Veteran Italian centre-back. He's been in Inter's backline for many years. Dumfries. Dutchman on the right-hand side. And, well, that was, I think, speculative from the right-back. And, well, you can see in the background the Spurs mascot is out and about tonight. We've not seen him in a while. Last time we saw him, it was the Spurs game when Son scored. I think it was the last match day. Tried to get the FBC5, not the FBC5, Bucks FC, I think, against Spurs here in London. And Son ended up celebrating, and Mkhitaryan's had his play pulled back for a foul on Kulusevski. Short from Porro. Kulusevski playing it forward. Maddison almost made it to Kudus, but it wasn't quite enough. Jan Sommer headed up and Maddison can't get there. Thuram. It's a bit, despite the age of this Inter team, they are a very physical side. Dumfries now forward. Here's Inter Milan again. Inside the box for Denzel Dumfries. Barea. Edge of the area to Çalhanoğlu. Played into Thuram, and it's not quite to be. Tried to stab it, but no, it wasn't quite to be. Spence now forward. Paulinho. Well, this second leg's been end-to-end football so far. Spence can't play it past Dumfries, but there's the expected goals you can see on screen. 0.6 for Inter at the minute, none for Spurs. Might be some talking point of the next 60 minutes. And a half-time 2 by Thomas Frank. Maddison. Played forward to Xavi Simons. Played in. Here's Randall Kolo Muani. Simons once more. Paulinho. Kudus to Kulusevski. Muani. Porro. Maddison. Kudus. Oh, good save, Sommer. Brilliant stop by Jan Sommer. Well, there's a rumour that says he's going to be back for the World Cup in 2026 when Switzerland do eventually qualify, but, well, he is a brilliant, brilliant player, Jan Sommer. Porro, deep corner, looking for Paulinho, but not quite to be. Thuram heads clear. Dumfries gets there first. He's having an electric game on that right-hand side. Against Xavi Simons, his Dutch compatriot, and also Jed Spence. Inter's back five, working to a very high standard, and Barea is the holding midfielder, who's absolutely incredible as well. There's so much balance with this Inter side that you do feel it could be Inter's night. Here's Di Marco playing it to Mkhitaryan. Thuram's in the box again. Mkhitaryan, Di Marco, and Thuram tried to stab it on for Martinez, but it not quite to be. Çalhanoğlu. Barea. Dumfries. Spurs just finding every single pocket here, and I think it's... Here's Simons playing it forward. Jed Spence down the left-hand side. Spurs roar at the end. Here's Spence. Knocked out a Cherby, and it will be a Tottenham corner. Well, Thomas Frank starting to feel the pressure, maybe. Added time now. Porro whipping it in. Van der Ven! Not quite to be. Sommer got the collection on it. And it will be half-time. Martinez flashed up with a bit of an injury at the end. But Mickey van der Ven almost went close there for Tottenham at the corner. But Inter come closest so far. At the half-time break then. 0-0. Spurs level with Inter Milan. 1-0 aggregate though to Inter. Well then, it's all to play for. 45 more minutes of Spurs' Charity Cup campaign, potentially to try and rescue it. Remember, if they do go level, it will be a extra time affair, penalties potentially too. Remember, 2 clean sheets today, of course, raises 50 pence for mind. It's a fantastic little thing we're doing as part of the Charity Cup, raising money for the mental health charity Mind. You can go and check out what they do. Here's Kudus. Kolo Muani trying to wriggle through. Sommer with a good save. You can go and check out what they do. Mind.co.uk. You can go and donate what you can at justgiving.com/page/Westie TV for Mind. Any donations are appreciated. And we'll be supporting fantastic mental health supporting communities online and also over some fantastic phone lines too. So go and check it out. Links in the description. You can go and have a look after this game. But Tottenham chasing the game still. Spence. Bit more possession game from Tottenham now. Here's Kolo Muani. Muani! Not quite to be. Well, one miss that did haunt Kolo Muani, and it's that World Cup final in 2022, the one that could have won France the game in extra time. An excellent piece of play. And well, his opposite striking number did end up lifting the World Cup that day, Martinez. Çalhanoğlu. Barea's in the middle here. Manuel Akanji. Wide to Denzel Dumfries again. Well, don't forget, tomorrow we've got the conclusion, Le Classique as well. Paris Saint-Germain and Marseille. The second leg, which will be played in Paris. Di Marco. Mkhitaryan. Barea played in, looking for Thuram, and Vicario sends him bundling over. Maddison up to Kolomowani. Kulusevski to Porro. Paulinho. Maddison, here's Kolomowani again. Kulusevski. Porro. 20 minutes to find a goal for Tottenham. Paulinho. It was hard to see after being so free scoring in the last game against Celtic that Inter have managed to completely dry up Tottenham's attack. Xavi Simons knocking it in. Sommer couldn't get there, and Akanji had to clear. Cristian Romero. Mkhitaryan down for Barea, and now Inter can counter. Di Marco. Mkhitaryan to Barea again. Kulusevski. Simons to Maddison. Kolomowani. Porro to Kulusevski. Kudus. Kolomowani in the box. And Spurs just trying to play it out of this very low block from Inter Milan. It's not easy to break down. Paulinho trying to chip over the box. Acerbi rises highest. Barea's headed down. Dumfries. Maybe a last chance for Inter Milan to secure it. Dumfries down the right. Here's Barea into Thuram. Offside. Spurs in with a shout. Solanke on for Kolomowani. And Boni is coming on for Lautaro Martinez again. Now Christian Chivu will be leading his side into the Charity Cup semi-finals as it stands. Simons. Wide to Spence. Tottenham need to get it forward. They need to get it forward now. Switch of the play from Simons. Kulusevski. Porro. Tottenham in the midfield. 1 minute at a time. Solanke. Paulinho. Kulusevski back to Paulinho again. Maddison to Spence. Akanji gets the ball, and that is surely going to be it for Tottenham. Tottenham bow out then. Inter too dominant in the first leg. But it's a result that takes Inter Milan into the semi-finals of the Charity Cup, where they will face either PSG or Marseille. We'll see what happens there tomorrow night in La Classique in Paris. But Marcus Thuram's first leg goal is enough to take them through here in London. We'll see you for the second leg in December. But the semi-finals in December, full time here. Spurs 0, Inter Milan 0 in the Charity Cup.